Në kryetare e Këshillit Mediave të Shkruara. Anemaria po e prodhon politika lajmin e rrend në Kosovë apo grupet e interesit kundër grupit?
Mirë dita. I will speak in English.
Okay.
Në bujë vole edhe shqip, por nuk është bash mirë, për ata vazhdoja në anglisht. I'm currently manager of international relations within the Radio Television of Kosovo, public broadcaster, and I'm journalist. And I was thinking about this topic since recently because it's a totally new thing. We know about different manipulations, we know about political influence, about influence of different interest groups, about economic influence, but this is totally now a new world in journalism, and that is producing new knowledge, is producing something, how we will deal with that, and how we will define that. We all know what is actually fake news and how it can be influenced. We know that. But since recently, I think that it goes beyond that. It's something more. It's more dangerous because it is not only about political news. It's about science. It's about social issues. It's about everything. Because we can read different political fake news about what was happening in the US regarding presidential elections. And then we have different fake news in Germany, in France. There are a lot of examples that are related to the politics and the elections that they will come this year. And then even in China, in Australia, so there are a lot of examples. And those specific ones that can explain us and produce a new knowledge about why this fake news is happening and how it can influence us, how it can influence in general future of journalism and the future of digital world, digital information. Yes, I mean, you're right. There are political influences, and I mean, of course, that different news are published based on different interests. But this is, I'm trying to explain this to myself as well since recently. Why is this so specific? Why is different? Because it is dangerous. This is one thing that is really important. For example, there are a lot of fake news about anti-Islam and anti-refugees in all over the world, and specifically in Germany and France. So it means that different portals, different websites, they are not even portals, that is not media, you know, websites, they produce fake news about certain events, so that they create some kind of state of mind that you don't know actually what is going on. So this is really, it is so dangerous. For example, I read that recently, even in China, it happened that there was some kind of fake news. And then, of course, after that, the authorities immediately did what they usually do. They immediately, I don't know, decided to close down that website, to put some new limitations for media, not only for those fake websites, but even for media. So this is really, really dangerous. It means that even authorities are given new things, new knowledge, new tools to actually deal with that. So that is dangerous. Because of the fake news, we will have new, as Faik is mentioning, new regulation, of course, all over the world. And already some states actually announced new regulation regarding that. So, and the question is, so where is the freedom of expression and where are those limitations? So it's somewhere in between. So again, we will deal with that. What is, really freedom of expression and how it can be regulated and why. There will be some limitations in Germany for some websites, so how that relates to the freedom of expression, we need to explain that to the public and to us as well, because it's a new thing. There will be some limitations of websites in Italy because of similar things, and in France as well. So it's really interesting how it will grow and how it will develop all this. What kind of knowledge we will get from that. I was a victim of fake news. I published last year. I published on my Facebook. Probably most of you read that about the woman appointed as Secretary General of the United Nations. So I was, I mean, it was a fake news, but I believed in that. I saw that it is something is not right there, because it was from Guardian, but not like Guardian.uk. Something. It was some other words were there. So it looked like that it is not so true, but I wanted to believe in that because I support gender equality, etc. So I would like to have women on that very important position. So I published that with my comments like finally woman, blah blah blah. So and then after that I deleted because I realized that it was fake. So I deleted, and many friends of mine as well. So it's we can be all victims. Media can be. We are not so protected as you were saying. Citizens are not protected, and the key thing is education. Of course, media do have self-regulation. There is regulation, but what is needed is education. For all of us, for media as well, and for citizens, especially for young people. So that's why it is really important to have media literacy. And this is now a new level, teaching kids and youth not only about media content or what they read and watch on their mobiles, but it is more what is fake and how to actually how to make that differentiation of what is true and what is fake or what can be true. There was one interesting new fake news that Pope Francis supports Trump. So it was again somehow when I read that, it was like, wow, oh my God, is that possible? I mean, why or how? So then, of course, I realized that it was a fake news. So we can be all victims, and this is really now something new that is going on in the world, and we need to see what are the causes, what is the reason for this, and what are the consequences. The reason is, of course, to support different political attitudes, political parties, political affiliations, and economic ones, religious ones, to influence certain decisions, to promote some things like, for example, in France there was this website about anti-abortion rights. So with all different questionable and even fake information about what is the right of women regarding abortion, how they can deal with that. So, and then authorities are obliged